Oscar time. It is Pub Talk. It is Pub Talk 31. There's no fooling around here. We got Brandon. We got Dan. We got Adam. What's going on, guys? How's it going? How's everyone? If you're watching the replay, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Share out the stream. You know all that fun stuff. I'm still playing my audio in the background. What's going on, guys?
How's it going? How we doing?
You not hear me?
Yeah, I'm joking. Sorry.
So, I don't know. We lost Dan already. So.
We lost Dan.
Well, thank God.
Could you not hear me, Dan?
Oh
boy. How's it going, everyone?
So I was meant to refresh my YouTube page so I can get onto the stream, but I accidentally refreshed the StreamYard page.
I did that too. I did that.
So yeah, great start.
All right.
Adam, go ahead. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
No, I was just saying cut.
As you guys know, we have that new format for Pub Talk. We're kind of deferring from the format. We're just going to do our Oscar predictions. It's second annual Oscar predictions for
second annual.
I think so. Yeah, awesome. I'm going to reverse it a little. Dan, who's in the chat, and then Adam's going to.
Oh God! Don't give me that yet. I'm still reloading. Still loading it up.
Adam, who's in the chat?
Who's in the chat? Okay, so we got Mike Wheeler in the chat. Welcome, Mike. How you doing? We've got Stevie Lee, who's popped in and is popping back shortly. Matt Lake, welcome. Some guy named Rob Fuzz. I don't know who that dude is.
Who's that guy?
Grace, or sometimes Gracef, if I'm being facetious. Vivian is in the chat. Kay Atwood, always here. Welcome, Kay. Captain Akron is in the chat. The Orlando guy, Alyssa is in the chat, and Kyle's vlog as well. Welcome, guys.
Hey, guys. Hey, everyone. I'm just going to say a bulk hi to everyone. Welcome to the stream. Guys, real quick before I forget, tomorrow, it's the second anniversary of Frankie Friday as well, so...
Yeah, congratulations.
Frankie will be here. Thank you. Frankie will be here. We're back, Frankie Friday. Pub Talk, Frankie Friday. All retro videos. It's been a crazy week on my channel. And don't forget, Monday night, Pepper Tree Villa. I am on the Taste of Valentine's Day. Those are always fun. I made the mistake, guys. I went shopping early, so I have all the Trader Joe's stuff here. Sitting on a desk. I don't know. I don't need to eat it now. Monday night, 10 o'clock, Pepper Tree Villa. I'll be there with More Sunshine Please, Ben over there, Arnie and Doug from Pepper Tree Villa and their sister. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, guys. So I'll be honest with you. I did really good this year. I'm excited. I've watched. What did I see? What did I tell you, Adam? I've seen out of the 9 best pictures. I've seen 7. I still got to see 2 more. I didn't see. I didn't see. I didn't see Marriage Story or 1917, which. Started watching 1917 today. It's really good. And I think of the next 2 nights we're going to watch it. Oscars are this Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, ABC. What about you, Dan? How many movies have you seen out of the 9 best pictures?
So out of the 9 best picture, the only one I haven't seen is A Little Woman.
Okay.
I've seen all the others. I've seen pretty much all of them. But apart from Little Woman, is the only one I haven't seen yet.
It's a good film. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Little Women.
Little Woman was good.
I've seen all except 2. I haven't seen Little Women or Ford v Ferrari.
Okay. And Adam's seen them all. So.
I've seen all 9 of the best pictures. And in total, I had a list of 28 films that I wanted to watch, and I've seen 24 so far. So I need to fit 4 more in between, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I can do that. 4 films.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's nothing for you. Guys, too, don't forget, I'm sorry, guys. Check out my partner channels, Disney Dan, right below there. The link is in the description. And, of course, Adam's Land. Brandon does not have a channel, but Brandon, you wanted to get a plug in with your other projects you work on?
We have a theater experience. We haven't uploaded in almost 2 years, but we're getting content out soon.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, we also have a podcast now. It's called Hyperspace Hype. It's a Star Wars podcast me and a few friends run. If you just search Hyperspace Hype on YouTube, and it'll come up with my friend Nathan's channel. So if you guys want to subscribe there, we have episodes coming out. We had to take a quick break, but there should be more episodes coming soon. So yeah, just Hyperspace Hype. Go check us out.
When do you beam me up with Kirk or Picard in that show?
I think it's when the part where E.T. phones home.
And Dan has Disney Fiasco every Saturday, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
A lot of fun stuff over there.
Yes.
Anything up, Dan?
I've got a really fun vlog. Actually, I have never laughed so much editing a vlog before, and it's coming out on Monday. It's Extra Magic Hours at the Magic Kingdom. I was with that crazy Disney lady, Tanya, and as well as Tom from Tom Does Disney. And it's literally just, you see me go full on crazy, like after a long day, after bread service. Like you see, like I even belch in my vlog. Like
You
that's how
rebel.
crazy I go in this vlog.
Rebel.
It is by far the funniest vlog I think I've ever filmed, which will be on Monday. Disney Fiasco this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry about last week. Just was not feeling very well, but I'm trying to plan a new Fiasco show for Saturday, so it should be fun.
It's fantastic. And Adam, anything coming up on your channel, Ebony?
Not right this second in time, because the next couple of weekends I've got a lot of work that I need to do, tidying up a few loose ends on the film that I'm currently working on, and also trying to get my house finished so I can move in, because that's taken longer than I would have liked. But obviously, what are we now? We're 5 weeks away from going to Florida, so there's going to be plenty of live streams while I'm in Orlando then. So obviously, Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld, all the parks, we'll be there, and there'll be content in abundance. So,
Are you going to Legoland?
Nah, we won't bother with Legoland. I mean, Legoland is, I think Ebony's probably outgrown Legoland now. I believe that's for a much younger clientele. So,
Right.
So yeah. And from what I've heard, and I can't really say this truthfully from my own point of view because I've never been to either of them, but from what I've been told by people that have, the UK version of Legoland is supposedly better than the one in Orlando. So if I was going to go to a Legoland, it'd be the UK one. But like I say, I probably wouldn't bother now that Ebony's a bit older. So
Right. Yeah, that reminded me. There was this this guy, we were waiting in line for Hagrid's back in July, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, we've done it all." He was from Sweden with his son. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, we've done it all. Universal, SeaWorld, Disney." I'm like, "You guys do Legoland?" He looks me dead in the eyes, like, "There's a Legoland."
It's too funny.
yeah.
We're getting to Legoland in New York, so I'm not even really too stoked.
Oh really? Cool.
It's about 2 hours from my house, so, which is very
That's awesome.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. We're gonna go in reverse order. We're gonna not spend too much time on the subcategories. We're gonna get into the main category. So, Adam, the master of ceremonies. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's do the Oscars 2020 predictions. I've got let me open up my spreadsheet as well because I've
In the chat too. Let's hear what you guys want too. So
I've got all like my predictions noted down already. Obviously, last year we had a spreadsheet that I kind of posted up and stuff. And am I right in saying that when we do the results show, which will probably be on Monday, that's going to be on my channel? Is that right? So,
channel. Correct.
Yes.
Yep. Adam's link.
32 on this Monday coming. We'll announce the time soon to the day, but that's going to be on Adam's Land. So if you want to join us for the results show, the reaction for the Oscars, obviously join us on Adam's Land this coming Monday. So are we ready with our predictions?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just posted just a link for your channel. There you go. That's
Thank
going to
you,
be the
dude.
results. We're going to be over at Adam's channel. Yep. Go for it.
Okay. So we're gonna work for the nominees list on the official Oscars website on oscar.go.com/nominees. Working from the bottom up. So we'll finish with Best Picture at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I'm gonna put the link in the chat there where we're looking. So good, but
Okay. So the first category that they have on this website is the award for Best Original Screenplay, the Writing Award for Best Original Screenplay. The nominees are Knives Out, which is the only Oscar nomination for Knives Out. The only Oscar nomination this year for Knives Out. It was a good film. We watched it, enjoyed it. Surprised it didn't have more nominations, but I think actually this year there's a lot of great movies that have been made. I've really enjoyed watching all the movies that I've seen this year. But yeah, so Knives Out got nominated. Marriage Story, which is on Netflix, fantastic story. 1917. If you've not heard of this one by now, you've been living under a rock. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. So it's a very tough category, this one. Rob, what did you go for?
There's different methods to my madness throughout the different things, and I watched Parasite last night. It was really good. I don't know if it's we'll get not jumping to the beginning, but I picked that for this because it might not be in my other picks. So I picked Parasite for original screenplay.
You're picking Parasite for original screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just need
to. Okay, so I'm putting Rob's down. Okay, Dan, what did you go for?
Well, for me, you'll see a trend here. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to storm the Oscars. I think it's kind of what the Academy really like in a film. And even though it's probably not Quentin Tarantino's best film he's ever made, I can see it doing really well. So I've gone with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. As much as I want Knives Out to win it, because I think Knives Out would be quite amazing if they won original screenplay. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will take away a lot of awards, and one of them being original screenplay.
Okay, Brandon, what did you go for, dude?
Okay, so all these films are amazing, and I've seen all of them, and I think all of them are amazing. However, I got to go with my favorite director here, Mr. Rian Johnson. I got to go with Knives Out. I really enjoyed that film. I actually went into that film not seeing any trailers or anything. So I actually avoided all trailers and all that. So this movie went a completely different route than I thought it would go. So because I thought it would just be like, oh, someone would end up murdered and more and more people would end up dead. No, it's one person, and then they go through investigating everyone.
Yeah, but no spoilers.
I don't want to spoil anything.
To be clear here, I'm going with what I think's they're gonna win. We're clear with that, right?
Yeah,
I love Rian Johnson.
No, yeah. It's who you think the Academy are going to vote for.
I didn't see it, so
I still think Knives Out will get it though.
Okay,
it's a great movie, and I can understand why Brandon's going with that. I mean, like Brandon, I've seen all of these films. However, I do think this category, and some of the categories are wide open this year. This one I don't see as wide open. I think this is a 2-horse race, and I think the 2 horses that are in this race are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Parasite. That's what I genuinely believe. That they're the 2 that stand the best chance of winning this. I've personally gone with Parasite. I do think, I agree with what Dan said in that I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, set in a 1969 Hollywood, it's in its own town, with the Oscar nominees. It's the hometown movie, so I think the Academy is going to do a lot of rooting for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
La La Land, right, Dan?
Yeah. La La Land did really well. So
I'm joking.
Yeah, I just think Parasite will just edge it. I think it's going to be close. And I won't be disappointed to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood win this award. But I won't be disappointed for any of them. They're all great movies, like Brandon said. But I've gone with Parasite, same as Rob. That's one. Okay. Everyone in the chat, if you've seen the movies, let us know. Let us know what you think are going to win these awards as well.
And also, when we do find out the results, we'll find out who got the most correct answers, and that person will obviously win. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've still got last year's results all set aside as well. So, okay. So, staying with the writing awards, the next nominees, or the next category we have, is the writing for best original. Best adapted screenplay. Yes.
So, best adapted screenplay. We have The Irishman. We have Jojo Rabbit. We have Joker. We have Little Women, and we have The Two Popes. Dan, I'm going to go to you.
Though I haven't actually seen the movie, I'm going to put Little Women. When I've seen reviews and when I've heard about reviews in terms of writing, I think in terms of adapted screenplay, all I've been hearing is about the writing of the film. And that's where I think I would put my vote, even though I haven't seen it yet. With the other ones there, I don't think Jojo Rabbit will get it. It was a great film, but I don't think it can't really compete with some of the others. Joker, again, great, but the Academy don't tend to award a lot of comic book films, even though Joker isn't strictly a comic book film. It's based around a comic book character. and I really don't see The Irishman picking up a lot of awards this season. So that's why I'm going with Little Women.
Nice. Rob, what have you gone for?
I picked Jojo Rabbit. I don't know. I don't really pick it for anything else. I kind of thought maybe they would go for it. That's that smaller category. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was really moved by that movie. I really liked it. I finished watching Irishman last night. It was really good. But I agree with everything Dan just said. I agree. But Little Woman, I don't know. It just didn't get too much love. That's why I don't think it's going to win. And I just it's been done so many times. I don't know. We'll see. It could go either way. I think it's JoJo or Little Woman. I agree with Dan. But I'll pick JoJo.
Brandon.
I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go with Joker. I think the writing. Okay, so how Dan said the Academy doesn't. Oh, not Academy. Like these awards don't really see Joker as winnable things because it's a comic book movie. But like something I've noticed is a lot of these films lately, like the SAG Awards and all that, they've been SAG Awards, BAFTAs. They've been. I mean, just mainly Joaquin, but a lot of it like best original score and all that. But they've been picking up a lot of awards, so I think Joker might pick up best adapted screenplay as well.
Didn't Joker get the most nominations?
Yeah, Joker got 11 nominations. So
Okay.
Joker got the most nominations, yeah. And Joker can win up to 11 awards. I think then, is it 1917, Irishman, and Hollywood? I think
Hollywood.
all got 10 nominations. Though Irishman can only win 9 because you've got 2 actors going up against each other, haven't you? So
yeah.
So I'm. Do you know what? Me and Rob saying the same things here in the first 2 categories. I've again, same with the original screenplay. I think this is down to a 2-horse race, and I think it's going to be between Jojo Rabbit and Little Women. Little Women is for recent years. Little Women is the Oscars' darlings dream movie with the cast.
It's like the favorite from last year.
The cast in it is just it's just a great feel good movie. I enjoyed it far more than I was expecting to enjoy it. It is a great story. However, I think this is probably going to be the only award that Jojo Rabbit wins. I've gone with Jojo Rabbit on this one. It won the BAFTA, Jojo Rabbit, as well. So it's doing okay in award season. And now it could have won the BAFTA, obviously, which is the British awards. Bearing in mind, I think this movie went down better in the UK than it did across the pond. But I think Jojo Rabbit will take this award. I think this will probably be the only award that Jojo Rabbit will take. But that's my opinion. I think Little Women will push it very, very close, though, and it could win it. Okay. But I've gone with Jojo Rabbit in this one.
Hey, team, welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy?
I mean, because I know Grace has got an opinion on this. She just put a comment up a few minutes back, asking what she's going to win if she beats us all.
Did you hear my response?
No, I didn't see your response or hear it.
I said, well, Adam is the host, so he's responsible for prizes.
No, okay. Great, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, it's all right. If last year has anything to go by, I won last year, so I just have to award myself.
Yeah, 29. That was last decade of the program.
Visual effects. What do you guys think?
Achievement in visual effects. Okay, so the nominees are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise.
Right, can we ask Brandon first, please? I'm intrigued. He's got 2.
That's like picking between 2 of his children.
Yeah, I was going to say this is going to be picking between 2. Go on, Brandon. What are you going for on this one?
Okay, so
I'd be shocked if it wasn't them 2. If he picks.
All right. Irishman did good on the visual effects, but it was only for the de-aging technology that got him the nomination, pretty much. Endgame had a lot of visual effects, a lot of time put into it. Lion King, I think the film was mostly visual effects. Rise of Skywalker had good visual effects, but at the same time, it was kind of meh. 1917, you couldn't really notice the visual effects, but like you said, my two children right here. I'm gonna go with Avengers Endgame.
Shocker.
They animated Mjolnir.
I could pick Brandon's picks, by the way.
They animated Mjolnir to land in Captain America's hands, I couldn't pick it.
That was amazing. They're all.
I
all
laughed,
these movies
I
are
laughed
incredible.
last year actually when Brandon kept we noticed a pattern with Brandon's picks last year, which we're seeing again this year. Is Brandon will often go with the movies that he's enjoyed most, which is great. You know, if
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
all credit to you. All credit to you. No, it's your opinion. and
Yeah,
it's-
but also I really want to
actually,
beat. I
Brandon
really
rated-
want to beat you
Brandon
three, so I'm
rated
going to
all
try
last
it.
year. Yeah, Brandon
Yeah,
rated
Brandon did great.
ahead of us all last year, but then obviously when some of the bigger
He
awards-
did great on the subcategories, and then the main
Yeah.
characters, he just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
It was sad. He did
Nobody,
great. I'm like,
nobody
great.
except Adam. Nobody except Adam thought Green Book was going to win.
Hey, I said no. I was the only one who said Green Book was going to win.
Oh,
No, I
Dan?
think Dan got Green Book.
I
I think
was
I
the
went
only
with
one
Roman.
who said Green Book
Yeah.
was going to win.
I went
and
with
it
Roman.
won. I should get like 20 points for that.
All right, let's do this. I think
Right.
1917 is going to win a lot of these subcategories. I think it's going to just go nuts. I've seen some of it. Adam has told me a lot about it too, and I think that is the point. You don't see the visual effects. That's what makes it so great. What I've seen on it, so I picked that. The other ones
Yeah.
are the other ones are so good. I think they just wash each other out. Like
For me,
they're just like blown away. There's such visual candy. Sorry, Dan. Go.
no, I totally agree. I mean, for me, I think Lion King was a complete load of trash, if I'm honest. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that.
Visually,
I think visually, you know what? Visually, I still am not like overly impressed with it. Like, I just didn't enjoy. I just don't think it could have been as good as it can be. There is no way in a million years that the Academy are going to vote for Star Wars or even Avengers Endgame. Irishman, yeah, but it's not. I don't think The Irishman was visually stunning.
Yeah, it's like the only the age of technology that got.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to the age of technology, but it's not like
It was
anything.
cool. It
It's
kinda
not
bothered
anything new. It's not anything
Mhm.
new. Whereas
De Niro
I think
was
not
so
1917 is the obvious candidate here, and if you don't put 1917, I mean, I think it's going to completely, whitewash this category.
Can't wait to finish it.
Sorry, I was just commenting to Grace there because Grace said she made a 23rd hour switch to Green Book last year. I'm just saying, basically, the rules at the moment are there are no last minute switches. This, from tonight, our predictions are locked in.
Yeah.
So, no cheating and going, oh, I changed it in the last hour. Basically.
A lot of people agree.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rob and down on this one. I've actually gone with 1917. All 5 films, I agree with what you guys have said. Like The Irishman, it's not that visually aesthetically pleasing, but I mean, obviously the technology, the aging technology, fantastic, well done.
It's not new. It's not new. Like we've seen.
No,
look, the de-aging on Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel. As much as I don't like that movie, was much better than you see in The Irishman. I'm sorry, it's just
So Avengers Endgame and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, both again very aesthetically pleasing, but I don't think they stand a cat in hell chance. The Lion King was. I disagree with Dan on this one. I thought The Lion King was mind-blowingly good. However, I think in a world of realism where it's kind of painted how grim the scene was in 1917 in World War One, which you don't see many movies paint that. All the stories that we see told are World War II stories, and this one really shows how bleak things were back then in World War One, and just that moment of the plane crashing through the barn is just burned into people's minds. It won the BAFTA for visual effects.
Don't give them spoilers.
I'm gonna go with 1917.
Dan, that shot's in the trailer.
Maybe. So was a lot in Batman v Superman, but you shouldn't have watched the trailer of that either.
All right, let's do the sound mixing, Adam.
Okay, achievement in sound mixing. We've got sound mixing and sound editing. Okay, before we go into this one, because this one, I mean, you'll see a lot of overlaps here. Not a lot of people understand the difference between sound mixing and sound editing. So your sound editing, it used to be called editing of sound effects, just so people have a breakdown of what this used to be. So that's where you'd get all the little intrinsic sound effects that kind of add the character to the movie, add the character to a vehicle. Like for example, on First Man last year when they went to the moon, and you just heard the tiny little nuts and bolts ricketing in the ship to make it, to give you the impression of how perilous that journey actually was. So that's what editing is. Obviously, mixing is a different thing. That's when all the sounds and all the editing have been done already, and then they will mix it in the movie. So they might decide that this is where the score needs to be overbearing, or this is where the background effects need to be really quiet, and maybe in a tense moment, you just hear the breathing coming through of somebody that's anxious. That just so people got the difference of what sound editing and sound mixing is. Quite often, war films or music films tend to do well in both of these categories. Obviously, that would therefore point the picture at 1917. However, I'm actually not convinced 1917 is going to take both awards. Okay, so if we're looking at sound mixing, you've got Ad Astra, Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I'm going to go with 1917 on that one. But we'll come to the other one in a minute. I'm going to go with something different. But yeah, I've gone with 1917 on sound mixing.
Ford versus Ferrari was awesome sound. So.
Is that what you've gone for, Rob, did you say?
I'm picking 1917 for both. So.
Oh, 1917 for both. Okay.
1917.
For both?
Oh, for both?
Are we doing both here?
Well, I've just gone with mixing so far. So
okay. I'd say 1917 for okay, for both. Okay, so for sound mixing, I'm gonna go with Joker.
For mixing, you've gone with Joker. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Dan, what have you gone for mixing?
For both, one of the hardest things to ever get right in sound is cars. And I've gone with Ford v Ferrari. Let me tell you something. To get that authentic sound perfect from back in those days, from, I'm going full on like Motorhead kind of thing, from that Ford GT40 to get that exact sound of what it is like is nothing like you could ever compare it to. And to mix that within the film itself and the other cars and just like the mechanics of it, or the sound of building the car together. You said earlier about musicals and war films about really important with sound, but I'm going to put car categories in there as well, because it's such a hard thing to get right, because sound of a car always changes. And when you have something like Ford GT40, I mean, it's one of the most iconic cars of all time. And I'm actually, for once, going with my heart, because for me, Ford v Ferrari was my favorite movie of last year.
No.
And I'm going with...
I told him to get out of the system. He didn't want to do it. Good.
I'm going with sound edit and sound mix for Ford v Ferrari.
Okay. Well, I was going to come back to Brandon on, because you guys have obviously given both your predictions for editing and mixing there. So, Dan, I completely agree. And that's why for my editing nomination, I've actually gone for Ford v Ferrari. Hey, Sam. Welcome. My nephew there, Sam Media. So Brandon, what are you going for editing? So editing is ever so slightly different. Obviously, mixing, we've got Ad Astra, Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In editing, we've also got Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And instead of Ad Astra, we've got Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Brandon, what have you gone for editing?
1917.
You've gone for 1917.
Mm-hmm.
So you've gone for Joker and then 1917. Okay. I am with Dan on this one, in that I think for editing, it's going to be Ford versus Ferrari. I agree that the sound effects of the cars, I think that's going to come into play more than the sound effects that you hear in 1917. I think the overall mix in 1917 will win that award, but I think the editing of the sound effects is going to be won by Ford versus Ferrari. That's my opinion of those ones at the moment.
Steve's what's here, by the way.
Hey, Steve. Welcome.
What's up, Steve?
Welcome. Okay. So we've got a couple of shorts coming up, which are ones that I don't think any of us have really watched, or we don't know many of.
No.
We've got the short film live action and the short film animated.
Yeah.
So this one's a tough one to predict. It could be anybody's game. These are ones that are wider open. So obviously we've got short film live action first. So we've got Brotherhood, we've got Nefta Football Club, we've got The Neighbor's Window, we've got Saria, and we've got A Sister. Dan?
To be honest, I haven't watched any short films. To be honest, so I'm gonna go one with the funniest name. So I'm gonna go with A Sister.
A Sister. Cool. Okay. Rob.
I picked The Neighbor's Window. It was just to put it in a hat. It seems like
You can make that all one sentence. You could be a sister in the neighbor's window.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird. No, don't think about that. That's actually really weird.
Better culmination than Avengers.
Rob, what have you got? Brandon, even sorry.
I haven't seen any of them either, so I'm just gonna go oddball it. I'm be with Rob on this one. Neighbor's Window.
Neighbor's Window. Okay. I've not seen any of them. The only two I know anything about is Brotherhood. I think it's Tunisian, and it's done okay in the other awards so far in award season. However, I think Neighbor's Window might coin favor with the voters because it does have one quite well-known person, and also it's done in English. I think it's set in America, so it might coin favor with the Academy voters. I can't decide which one is going to be out of Brotherhood or Neighbor's Window, so I'm going to go with Neighbor's Window as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Neighbor's Window and kick myself if I don't get the point and if Brotherhood wins it. Okay. Okay, so we've also got these short animated films. Again, I've not seen any of these. So there's Daughter, there's Hair Love, there's Kitbull, there's Memorable, and there's Sister.
It's kind of ironic that none of these are very memorable, are they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Kitbull because I actually saw it. It's on Disney Plus. It's a Pixar short, so
there you go.
Cool.
that helps you guys. And be honest with you, it's really good. I read that Hair Love might take it, but I picked Kitbull because I like it.
Well, I've gone with Hair Love because I have no hair, so it's just like nostalgic for me. I love my beard now instead. I trimmed it just before this stream, to kind of look more presentable and socially acceptable. So you're welcome. But yeah, so I've gone with Hair Love.
Kitbull doesn't even look like a Pixar movie. It has a unique style, but it was good. I definitely recommend it if you want to go on Disney Plus and see it's on there. So.
I'm with Rob on this one. I've seen Kitbull. I haven't seen any else, but it was good. I'm gonna have to go with that one because I've seen it. And Dan, why don't you go with the sequel to A Sister with Sister?
No. I might go with Hairy Love. No, sorry, Hair Love.
Wow.
No, not Hairy Love. That's something else. Hair Love is good.
It's a totally different award show. So.
Yeah. No.
All right, let's do the next one.
Okay, so we have achievement in production design, and this one is a category that I found very difficult to pick. So the options, or the nominees rather, are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or Parasite for achievement in production design. Brandon, what have you gone for, dude?
I'm going straight with 1917. Like, as most of you don't, I don't know if many of you do or do not know, but this film is basically filmed all in one shot. The camera never cuts, but like it's seamless transitions. But from let's just say scene one, from get to point A to point B, there's a lot of set you need to build in between. So I'm gonna go with 1917.
Nice.
Good. It's a good point. It is a good point.
Yeah, he makes a very good point. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Rob, what have you gone for?
same thing.
You going with 1917?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel?
Did you see Grace's comment?
No, I'm not. In fact, I've stopped receiving comments for a few minutes. I'm waiting for it to catch
Put
up.
Grace's comment on the screen.
Oh my God.
Vegas in January.
Wow.
It's not coming up on the thing. I can't put it up.
Wow.
It's funny. Go ahead.
I'm going with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just because look, the production design for a film about production, arguably, I think it just fits the bill perfectly. Maybe they won't go for that. Maybe like if I could say The Irishman, maybe possibly for this one. But I think I'm going to stick with my guns and go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think this one is between 1917 or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think all the other three are just also Rands. 1917, those harrowing trenches that they had to dig out, and obviously the amount of set that they covered, and the war-torn, crumbling, burnt towns and stuff like that. The production design is absolutely insane. However, again, this could be the one that, in its own hometown could do well. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a recreation of 1969 LA, an era, a period that, I'm sure a lot of the Academy voters sort of will look back on fondly. A lot of the older Academy voters certainly will look back on fondly and remember. So, to have that.
If it was good, I'd say it would take all these. I didn't think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was that great.
I got nostalgic about, I only went to LA in 2018, and I was getting nostalgic the second the film started in Musso and Frank's. I was like, oh my god, they were filming right next to the table where I sat and ate dinner at Musso and Frank's. I was like, this is amazing. So I was getting nostalgic and happy about that. However, I think I'm going to stick with 1917 on this one. The BAFTA went to 1917 for production design. I think 1917 is just visually stunning. Production design is amazing on that one. So I'm going to go with that one. Okay, next we're into the music categories. We have original song and original score. So original song, we have I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4. We have Love Me Again from Rocketman. We have I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. We have Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, and we have Stand Up from Harriet.
I'm gonna have to go with I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. I love that song. Toy Story 4 was a really good film, and I think the song was made perfectly for the scene it was used in. I'm Gonna Love Me Again and Into the Unknown were also amazing, but I'm gonna have to go with I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away.
Okay, Rob.
I think Elton's gonna win because he's it's Elton, so I'm gonna go with that.
Dan?
Rocketman got zero love at the Oscars, and I think
It surprised me. It surprised me that
it won the Golden Globe, so I think it's just gonna do good here too. So
yeah.
And Frozen not getting nominated would be nice to win too. Or, of course, I agree with you, Brandon. It's a good song, but I just think Elton's going to win. Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
See, I nearly put Love Me Again from Rocketman, but I changed last minute, and I've gone with the Wild Dog here. I've gone on with Stand Up from Harriet.
Nice.
I think that's a really big underdog there, and I can actually see it winning. I
picked that first too, and then I changed it.
Right. So we did a swap.
It's funny.
As much as I would love Into the Unknown to win, or Love Me Again to win, or the song from Toy Story 4, I just don't think they were as good as their predecessor songs. Love Me Again.
Have you seen Harriet yet?
I have seen Harriet. I liked Harriet. Wasn't my favorite film of the year.
Yeah,
but the
very
song,
powerful. Yeah.
But the song was very good, and I think that's my pick.
Yeah.
Stand Up.
Okay, Adam.
I considered Stand Up, like Rob did, but similarly, I've actually gone with Rocketman. Harriet was very, very powerful.
It's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah. Into the Unknown. Yeah. I think Into the Unknown is a good song. I don't think it stands up to anything that Frozen the first Frozen had to offer. So
I don't. The
think
thing
it's in
is, I
running.
don't think it was the best
and
best song from that
Shame.
film. I don't think it was the best song from that film.
No.
That's just my opinion.
No, I'm inclined to agree, but I think, and I don't know. I mean, I remember we discussed this similarly last year with the newer Mary Poppins, and how a lot of the songs just don't stand out to the original one. But maybe that's because of the time period we've had to get used to the first one. You know, to release a sequel so long later, when all of the original songs in the first film are so iconic and so well loved, it's difficult for the songs in the sequel to become as popular. And I think that's possibly what Frozen 2 is going to suffer with as well. I don't think any of the songs are that brilliant in Frozen 2. You know, they're good, but they're not great in comparison to the first one. So I don't think it stands a chance.
Except the
I'm
trippy
standing with
one
you from
with
Breakup.
Sven and...
Say again, sorry?
Except for the trippy one with Sven and Christoph.
Yes, with Sven.
That is
Yeah,
such
the
a good
magic scene,
song.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's
That is
good.
the best song of the film.
Yeah.
What is it like the Lock in
I'm
the Woods
standing with
song?
you from
Yeah.
Breakthrough. Say again, Brandon, sorry?
It was Lost in
Oh,
the
that's-
Woods.
Yeah, Lost in the Woods.
Yeah, Lost in the Woods, yeah. I don't see I'm standing with you from Breakthrough winning, and I don't fancy. I can't let you throw yourself away either. So I'm going to go with Love Me Again from Rocketman. So it won the BAFTA as well. So it's riding the wave in award season at the moment. So I'm going to go with that one. Onto original score. I'm convinced.
I know what Brandon's picking.
I think this one's already nailed on. Although there is one film that I think will push it as well. But okay, so the nominees for music original score are Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. John Williams, legend. I would love to see John Williams take this. However, I don't think he's going to in the slightest.
Well, he already got an Emmy for Galaxy's Edge score, so that's
really?
like his
That's
big. That was his big moment, I think. So the Galaxy's Edge score was so good that he took the Emmy for it. I really, really loved the Joker score. I think it was a very, very good score.
Me too.
But do I think it's going to win? No. I'm going with 1917.
Okay, interesting.
I got to go with Joker. I'm actually listening to the score right now. Joker, it just has that kind of vibe to it. It's like, I think the most notable one that they use when they're going through the nominees of things, they go with Bathroom Dance after Joker kills those three guys and realizes, I like it. I quite enjoy this. And he dances in the bathroom. I just love that scene so much. The score from that scene is
I know when you first saw
beautiful. So I'm going to have to go with Joker.
And it's a Brandon film.
Yeah, I'm picking Joker too because you know what, I think 1917 might have a chance or might be picked. But I just think the Joker, that movie was all about that score. I loved it. So and I remember Brandon when he got out of the theater told me about that scene.
Yeah, I've actually gone with Joker as well. Joker won the BAFTA again. I've gone with Joker. I think Little Women stands an outside chance, but I think Joker's score has done so well across the rest of award season. I think that one's pretty much nailed on for Joker. Of course, the Oscars can always spring a surprise,
Yes.
So I can see why Dan's gone with 1917.
I've definitely gone more off the grid than everyone else, I think.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. We assume things are nailed on, but you know what? Everyone assumed La La Land was nailed on for Best
That is
Picture.
true.
And
That is
look at
true.
what happened there. So, it's sometimes the Academy voters can spring an absolute jaw-dropping surprise, and that's one of the things I love about the Oscars. Is I every year I make my predictions, and I've been doing it for longer than since we did this last year.
Yeah.
Every year I'm convinced I'm going to maybe get 20 out of 24, and then I'll sit there at the end of the night going, how did I only get 11 or 12? So it's there can be some major surprises and upsets sometimes. So, it's one of the great things about the Oscars. Okay, makeup and hairstyling is next. I'm just going to grab a beer.
Go ahead. Dan, you go first.
Well, I literally just changed my pick. Um, I did put down 1917, but now I am going with Judy. Uh, I think Judy would be quite an interesting choice. I think Bombshell. I actually hadn't seen Bombshell. Joker. I think the makeup and hairstyling was very good in Joker. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I don't think will win it. So I've gone with Judy. I've gone with Judy. I think that's a bit of an underdog pick there, but I think in terms of a category like that, it has more of a chance of winning than other categories.
I don't know why. There's no love for Judy this year. I don't know. It just in
It was a
all the
good film.
categories. In all
I
the
enjoyed it.
categories.
I enjoyed it.
I may or may not pick it later, but I can't wait to see it. I really want to see it, but I just don't think it's going to win. I'd pick Bombshell because people just love the way they transform those women in that movie. So I know Brandon picked Joker, so you can just put that down, Adam.
Yeah.
You're right.
Just jot that down.
Adam.
Done.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, just jot that down. We're done.
Me and Rob are going almost toe to toe with all of our picks so far, which is getting kind of I've gone with Bombshell as well. My choice was between Bombshell or Judy on this one. Obviously, we've also got Joker, we've got Maleficent, and we've got 1917. Makeup and hairstyling, and maybe some makeup effects are okay in 1917. There's not much you can do with the hairstyling.
No, they're all under helmets, pretty much.
So, Maleficent.
I will not be surprised if Joker wins it.
Yeah, I'm not convinced Maleficent stands a chance in terms of makeup and hairstyling. And I don't. Yeah, I mean, Joker's going to have an outside chance, but I think it's more likely to be between Bombshell and Judy. However, I've gone with Bombshell because I think what they did with the characters. I mean, some of the characters are just not recognizable from the actors that play them. I think it's really good makeup and hairstyling. I was sat there watching Bombshell, and I was sat there listening to some of them and going, "Is that?" And I had to get IMDb out and flip through, and I was like, "Oh, it is." So yeah, I think Bombshell is going to take it based on that. Some of the cast were. It caught me off guard, let's say. So that's. I mean, I can say the same about Renée Zellweger and Judy as well. It took a little while for me to, sort of. I think it's between Bombshell and Judy, and I've gone with Bombshell. Okay.
I think we can all agree on this next.
I think anybody who disagrees with what we're all going to say, I think, in fact, yeah. So this one is for international feature film. Now, before we all give our prediction. Okay, so from Poland, we got Corpus Christi. From North Macedonia, we've got Honeyland. From France, we've got Les Miserables. From Spain, we've got Pain and Glory. And from South Korea, we've got a little-known film called Parasite.
Can we just move on to the next one, please?
On the count of three, let's all say what we think it's going to be. 1, 2, 3.
Parasite.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
You know what's funny though, like that, the international films usually, of course, last year we talked about it, Adam, was with
Roma. Yeah,
Roma
was nailed on last year pretty much. I think the Polish entry last year was the one that could hold a candle to it, but it ultimately Roma just ran away with it.
Honeyland's nominated twice as well. Pain and Glory with Antonio Banderas. I think that was a good movie too. I didn't get a chance to see it. Les Mis is in the category too, but of course, Parasite.
Les Mis is not the Les Mis that we all know. Les Mis is not the musical based on the French Civil War.
Could it win both Best Picture and international film?
Les Mis is it's a police story or something. Honeyland is kind of like is it a part documentary, sort of about bees? Corpus Christi, I don't know much about. Yeah. Parasite has obviously taken all of the awards so far across award season. Parasite is to 2020 what Roma was to 2019. Yeah, it's
Bong
it's not,
Joon-ho
Right.
was just a fantastic.
And moving on.
it's not even a
I know
one.
Brandon loves Parasite. He bought it, which I was surprised. No offense, Brandon.
I
Yeah.
own
He's
Parasite.
seen it a few times.
I had to buy it in 4K. I had to. It's
know.
just it's a freaking beautiful film.
I really liked it. I saw it last night. I really wanted to see it before we did the stream today. So
Okay, achievement in film editing. So we have Ford v Ferrari, we have The Irishman, we have Jojo Rabbit, we have Joker, and we have Parasite.
Parasite. I'm gonna have to say that there's a scene in the film where it's basically where they're trying to get who fired, and I think they have at least 60 cuts back and forth in that 7-minute sequence.
Yeah,
and I just think that entire scene right there deserves the Oscar on its own, and it is that scene alone deserves the Oscar. I think that scene was fantastic. It was beautifully edited, great score in it. So yeah, Parasite.
I think we're going to differ on this one. Go ahead, Adam.
I've gone with Ford v Ferrari. I do think this is only a 2-horse race. I don't think The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, or Joker stand a chance. I think it's between Ford v Ferrari or Parasite. Personally, I agree with what Brandon just said about Parasite and that particular scene. The editing in Parasite is fantastic. However, I think Ford versus Ferrari is going to nick this based on the racing scenes. So
I'm going to guess that's what Dan picked, and I picked it too. So
That is my favorite film of last year.
it's such a good
100%.
I know you
To
love it.
get a racing sort of scene out of that, it's so hard to edit. And I mean, come on, just that alone was just phenomenal. I mean, this kind of film is going to win all these sort of smaller awards, and the rest are all going to be left for the much bigger films. So Ford v Ferrari, 100% going to win this, I think.
Me too.
okay, we've got 2 more wild cards coming up then. Again, these ones could go anywhere. So we've got the 2 documentary awards, documentary short and documentary feature. So starting with the documentary short subject, we've got In the Absence, we've got Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone if you're a girl, we've got Life Overtakes Me, we've got the St. Louis Superman, and we've got Walk, Run, Cha-Cha.
I do like Cha-Cha, to be honest.
This is interesting in that I think In the Absence is it's South Korean, and In the Absence, if that won this award, depending on what order they announce the Oscars categories this year, quite often the documentaries are quite early on, and In the Absence could potentially become the first ever Oscar winner from South Korea and steal Parasite's thunder. So I think that's quite an interesting little edge to this documentary short subject. However, that relies on In the Absence winning it. It's got a lot of backing, but I think there's another one that's going to push it further. I will go to Dan first, though, on this one.
See, I went for In the Absence.
You have gone for In the Absence.
Just because of the hype. I think it will be. I think just looking at that list. Granted, I haven't seen a lot of them. It's just the one that I've heard a lot of talk about.
Yeah. Rob,
I picked the skateboard one.
you picked Learn to Skateboard in War Zone.
Yeah, I've heard about it. So,
Well, yeah, that one took the BAFTA. So, but I'm not sure if In the Absence was nominated for a BAFTA. I can't remember. But Learn to Skateboard in a War Zone took the BAFTA, and that's the other one that was being talked about. Brandon?
I haven't seen either of these, so I'm just gonna go with my gut and just say Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone.
Learn to Skateboard.
Not the Superman one.
Not the St. Louis Superman. Yeah. I actually went for Learning to Skateboard as well because it took the BAFTA. But In the Absence could win it, and Dan could sneak away with this because he's out there from some of our predictions. So Dan could do what Brandon did and sneak away with some of the smaller categories this year. So Grace F has said, sorry, Grace, just Grace. Grace has said hashtag girl power. I think that means she's leaning towards learning to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl as well. So we're going to make sure that's locked in for Grace. Grace, make sure you get your predictions over to us as soon as you can as well. Okay, documentary feature. We have American Factory. We have The Cave. We have The Edge of Democracy. We have For Summer, and we have Honeyland, which obviously was mentioned in the international film category as well. Brandon.
I haven't seen either of these, so I'm gonna go with the B movie, Honeyland.
You're going to go with the B movie, Honeyland. Okay. Robert.
This is for documentary, right?
Documentary feature, yeah.
American Factory got a lot of hype, so I'd pick that. I have nothing. And Honeyland was nominated twice. I was going to pick that, but I picked American Factory.
Okay. Daniel.
Well, that's why I picked Honeyland, because it got nominated twice.
Okay. Yeah, this one, I mean, this is a wild card one, and I think there's 3 horses in this race. Honeyland, like you say, has been nominated twice. It did have a lot of early buzz around it. Sorry, pardon the pun. That was a terrible pun. But
Get Out.
But no, Get Out was 2 years ago, I think.
That was a great film.
Yeah, it was a great, yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So Honeyland did have a bit of hype around it. For Summer did very, very well at the BAFTAs. I think For Summer was nominated.
But they spelt it wrong, like I spelled my name wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So For Summer did very, very, very well. However, I have heard quite a bit of hype around American Factory. It's absolutely doing my nut in that Rob is picking all the ones I picked. So yeah.
But you let me go first, so you know I'm not cheating.
No, I know. But yeah,
it's a
American
Netflix
Factory.
movie. I think a lot of people saw it because it's on Netflix. To be fair, I saw it on the poster. It says Netflix, select theaters, and Netflix. So
Yeah. So
did you see it?
I've not seen American Factory, but I know there's quite a bit of hype around it at the moment. Like I say, I think this is a 3-horse race. I don't think The Cave or The Edge of Democracy are in the running, but I've gone for American Factory on that one.
Okay. So here we go. Here comes the biggies.
Okay, so we have this is the first big award. Okay, so achievement in directing. So we have Mr. Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. We have Todd Phillips for Joker. We have Sam Mendes for 1917. A certain Mr. Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And we have Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I think this is a 2-horse race.
Yes, easy.
I'm going to go with Mr. Fazesi first.
Academy loves Sam Mendes, so, and obviously the director and the best picture kind of go hand in hand. So I did pick 1917.
So you got Sam Mendes, 1917. Daniel.
That's who I picked.
I went with Sam Mendes as well. He won the BAFTA. I mean, not one other film I could think of has made a film that looks like one take. I think it's, in terms of directing a film, that is what a direct, like if you want to tell somebody, if you want to look up in the dictionary how to direct a film, that's how you direct a film, because he's directed it from start to finish, all his work, one take. It was wonderful directing.
I too have gone with 1917. Again, same reasons that you guys have just outlined. I think Sam Mendes. I mean, I think it's a 2-horse race, and I think Bong Joon-ho will run this one close for Parasite as well.
I agree.
But yes, I think because of the way 1917 has been shot, and because of the atmosphere it captures, I think Sam Mendes is going to take this one. Brandon, what say you?
Can you guys predict mine?
Joker.
Oh,
No,
nice.
Bon Joon-ho.
He's gone with Parasite.
Yeah, I gotta go with Bong Joon-ho.
It's the 4K.
Oh, right.
I think Bong Joon-ho does stand a chance, but I
I
think,
agree.
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
either.
It's a toss up. Yeah, it's a toss up between me personally. I think it's a toss up between Bong Joon Ho and Sam Mendes.
Stevie Lee says Joker because it's the only movie I have heard of. Wow, Stevie, where have you been living, dude? so okay. Achievement in costume design. Okay, so you have The Irishman, you have Jojo Rabbit, you have Joker, you have Little Women, and you have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I did say earlier in the night that I think I was talking about Jojo Rabbit and said that was the only award it's going to take. I think similarly, the only award that Little Women is going to take is going to be the achievement in costume design. They do all look. It's a period piece, and they do look.
Usually, period pieces win, and that's what I think. Yes, I agree.
So you stop stealing my awards.
I
I wanted to throw it in.
I refuse to vote for a film that's award is a costume for Nazi uniform. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel so.
I
How
know.
can somebody vote for Nazi uniforms? I just can't. It's just wrong. I can't do it. So I've gone for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because they have set that film up in that sort of era perfectly, from the production to the costuming. It was fantastic.
All those movies deserve it, obviously.
I'm with Dan on. Sorry, Rob.
No, it's okay.
I'm with Dan on this one. I can't vote for being Jewish. Part Jewish myself. I can't vote for a costume design that has a Nazi uniform. No. So Little Women.
You go for Little Women.
I'm gonna go with Little Women.
If they because obviously it's meant to be sort of taking the mick out of Nazis, that kind of stuff. They started drawing like little faces on their costumes, and like the only good costume in that film was what's his name right at the end, and this really flamboyant army uniform. Who plays that?
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
Yes.
He has the best costume in the movie by far.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted the whole film to be like.
Yeah.
But I can't vote for something.
No, I agree.
Right. It's just I feel like it's very sensitive. It's a sensitive sort of.
Yes, it's a sensitive subject, but I think it was done because of the slapstick element of it. It wasn't done in poor taste. It's
no, I totally agree.
Yeah,
but just on the costuming alone,
yes,
I couldn't.
It does highlight the propaganda that actually went out in that time and how ridiculous it really, really was. Throughout the movie, which I think is quite a clever way.
I just messaged you my picks, Adam, by the way, because I don't want you to think I'm cheating or anything. So I just took a picture of. Well, I had a picture of. I sent it to you.
No, that's fine. But like, I've been giving you the chance to go first in a lot of these, so I know you're not. I know you can't see my.
I'm literally reading this off here, and I sent it to you. So
no, that's fine.
I've got 7 left.
I think we agree on every single one, and I'd be honest with you, I think we're going to agree on all 7 in the next one. So
okay.
my
Achievement in cinematography.
Oh,
come on! I feel this is a one-horse race.
Yeah.
Obviously the nominees are The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse. This is the one only,
which I think is criminally underrated.
1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I want to go to Brandon first for this one.
Lighthouse.
You going for The Lighthouse? Interesting.
It's different.
Not a one-horse race in Brandon's world.
Wow.
Excellent.
Lighthouse. It's filmed in 4:3 aspect ratio.
Why did they do that, by the way?
Because they're trying to make it seem like it's one of those films that's filmed in like the 30s,
Noir kind of thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but like
it will remind you of that Oscar winner, The Artist, from a couple of years ago.
Right. I think it's the same guy, isn't it? Blask, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jaron Blaska.
Yeah. Like the cinematography in Lighthouse is something like that really stood out to me when I saw the film, and I really hope it's going to win.
I admire you for picking that one because
I would love it to win.
I do think I mean, as much as I think I'm pretty sure 99% of the population or those that care anyway are convinced that Roger Deakins is going to win this for 1917 for his 1-shot, 2-shot, whatever it is, take of the film. Very, very, very well done.
Yeah.
The cinematography is absolutely sublime. So I think it's going to be 1917. I'm pretty certain Rob and Dan will both agree with me on that one.
Look,
But
it's
I
Roger
wouldn't be
Deakins
disappointed.
is known to be the cinematographer of this generation.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Roger
I mean,
Deakins is a legend, and
Yeah,
it's a
the-
no-brainer. It's 1917.
yeah, that's right. But these are the awards that I hope sometimes bring a shock. You know, the ones that you're convinced are nailed on, and then like Brandon's just said about the Lighthouse and the way that was shot. I would
It was
love
great.
that
I'd
to
love
spring-
it to win.
Right.
I'd love it to win. Great film.
Yeah. So Rob, you're agreeing with us on 1917, yeah? Yeah, I think
Because the Lighthouse, no one it had zero hype, like zero.
Oh, nothing.
Zero.
Yeah.
But,
So,
Yeah.
but it was.
so if you say it's good, I want to see. It's kind of like a horror movie too.
I
isn't
mean,
it?
cinematography last year went to Roma, and I can
was
see
black and
why.
white.
Roma was a tough watch for me. I don't tend to enjoy black and white so much, but yeah, Roma was a tough watch. But I could see exactly why the cinematography went to that film. But yeah, I think this year just visually stunning cinematography. Yeah, 1917. Okay, so best animated feature film. This could be one where we finally differ, Rob and I. We'll see. So we got How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. I think this one's a 3-horse race. So this one was actually a really difficult pick for me, but
It changed my pick on this too. But
I will come back to mine. However,
well, Klaus won an award. Missing
Klaus,
Link,
Klaus won the BAFTA. Klaus won the BAFTA.
Missing Link won. It won for
It won the Golden Globe.
Yeah,
Yeah, Missing Link won the Golden Globe.
I think it's going to wash out a lot of things.
There was is it the Emmys or whatever it is? Those the animated awards. Klaus won, I think, 7 awards, and I Lost My Body won 3 or 4 as well, which are both Netflix ones. So I Lost My Body is not completely out of the running there, but obviously, then the big movies, which studios tend to do well at the Academy Awards, Toy Story 4 and How to Train Your Dragon are the big movies, and I think Toy Story 4 will get a lot of love from the Academy voters. I think it's going to get more love than I Lost My Body or How to Train Your Dragon.
Mhm.
So I think it's between Klaus, Missing Link, or Toy Story 4, personally.
I picked Toy Story 4. I just think it's going to go to that because Toy Story 3 won for Best Picture.
We've gone for different ones, Rob and I. This time.
Good.
Yeah, we're
I
different.
told
Okay.
you. I knew Adam was going to love Missing Link, and he told me he did. So I
love it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
pick you. I love Missing Link too. I thought it was a great movie, and that's between those two, I think. But
I've gone
That
with
was
Klaus.
big.
I've gone with
Okay.
Klaus. Yeah, Klaus shocked me. I didn't think it was going to win the BAFTA, and when it did, and it had done so well at the Emmys as well, that's what has given. I've sat there really tearing my hair out over this, and I don't have a lot of hair left, so that was painful.
Okay, well, good. At least we differ on at least one.
Yeah,
Okay,
but yeah,
Dan, what do you think?
yeah. I sat there and I went with Klaus in the end. It was a tough pick.
Okay.
12 months ago, I said Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm going to keep that winning animated streak, and it's Missing Link. Trust me, Missing Link was by far, I'm saying this, by far the best animated film of last
And
year.
it's such a great ensemble
It
cast.
is
as well.
I
For-
love Toy Story, as you
phenomenal.
know. And I think Missing Link is a better movie than Toy Story.
I think Missing Link is better.
I don't.
than
I think
everything
I
on
think
the on that list. I think it's better than Frozen 2.
And
I
considering-
think it. I
Not
think it
even
was
local.
better than The Lion King because
Yeah.
let's be honest, The Lion King is an animated film too.
Can-
It was better than any animated film that came out last year. Missing Link. It was the same people who did Coraline. That was a fantastic film.
yeah, I was going to say, considering this
Yeah.
is not a Pixar or a DreamWorks or a Disney film, like it's just its own.
Kubo and the Two Strings, the same
Yeah.
company. Lycan Pictures
Yeah,
are
and-
a fantastic company.
but
and I
the
think
ensemble cast who voiced these characters
Oh,
is epic.
brilliant,
It's a
brilliant.
huge cast. So yeah,
So
it's,
I'm 100%
staggered by
going
names
for
attached.
Missing Link is going to win that Oscar, and I've got a really good feeling about it.
It could be any of those 3. It could be Klaus, Missing Link, or Toy Story 4. It could be any of them. I lost.
John,
What's up, John?
Hey, Johns.
I pick Archer.
Brandon, what did you go for?
Toy Story 4.
You
My heart
also
wants
go.
to say Toy Story 4. I have a feeling Missing Link will win, but my heart's just gonna have to stay with Toy Story 4 though. That film made me tear up.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it made me emotional as well.
As great as Missing Link was, and it won that award, it didn't really do that great. No one really talked about it. But I like I said, we loved it, but it just unfortunately didn't get much hype. So.
Okay,
The next one.
we're into the big five: the
Big
acting
five.
awards and then Best Picture.
I'm going to start out here by saying this, Adam. I went with the most obvious picks. All the winners that won all the different awards.
I think
I have a feeling me and you picked the exact same ones.
I think we will have picked exactly the same ones here as well, because I think these categories are almost nailed on, almost, maybe with the exception of Best Picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
But
I agree so much.
Supporting
Okay.
actress.
supporting actress. So you got Kathy Bates from Richard Jewell, the only Richard Jewell nomination.
Yeah.
You've got Laura Dern in Marriage Story.
Richard Jewell, by the way.
You sorry.
Richard Jewell, was it okay?
That's one of the 4 films I'm yet to watch. So yeah. So maybe I'm picking this one.
That's where he left it dead last, ladies and gentlemen. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Laura Dern in Marriage Story. You've got Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. You got Florence Pugh in Little Women, and you got Margot Robbie in Bombshell. Slightly different to the BAFTAs in that Kathy Bates wasn't nominated for a BAFTA, so you have Margot Robbie up against herself for both Bombshell and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and the BAFTAs. She didn't win either of for either of those performances, though. So I've gone with the BAFTA winner in this one. But yeah, so I've gone with Laura Dern. Her performance in Marriage Story is, she just sells that lawyer that just causes that kind of the troubles that parents who break up in a marriage and have to go through the kind of the child custody and maintenance kind of argument. She just completely sort of portrays that lawyer in a terrifyingly good way. I can't see past Laura Dern winning this. I can't see anybody else. Florence Pugh's performance in Little Women is fantastic. She is brilliant.
She's good, but I didn't feel she was better than the other performers. So
no, I mean,
watch her.
yeah, I was surprised that some of the others didn't get the nod ahead of Florence Pugh, but I mean, no, I think Florence Pugh was fantastic. Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit was fantastic.
Great.
Margot Robbie was great. I can't comment on Kathy Bates' performance because I've not seen it yet, but I'm going to go with Laura Dern, Marriage Story.
Laura Dern. I'm going Laura Dern too.
Yeah, Laura Dern.
I think we're going to be all anonymous.
We're all across the board.
Believe it or not, I
First
picked her
time
because of Adam. You're going to laugh. I picked her because how good you told me she was in the movie. So
Yeah.
when you first saw it, you told me about the movie. So I think in our nomination stream, I think
she was very, very good. Okay, best actor in a supporting role. I think this one is. I mean,
Yeah,
the actor. I think we're all going to go for is won all the awards across the board. So obviously we've got Tom Hanks from A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Which is a shame because I
Tom
love
Hanks
this
is one of my favorite actors ever. Again, I've not seen that movie yet. That's one of my last 4 to watch. The Two Popes, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes was very, very good. A great performance. You've got The Irishman versus The Irishman in that you've got Al Pacino and Joe Pesci both up for the award in The Irishman. And then you've got Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
The winner.
Yeah.
I think
Brandon?
Pacino and Pesci knock each other out, which stinks.
Yeah. It's a shame. Brandon?
I'm gonna have to go with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He really sells his role. Like when he's with Leonardo DiCaprio, you can easily see you can easily tell they have a real friendship, and I think Brad Pitt just sells that, especially when he's on his acid trip towards the end.
I was going to say that's the scene that cemented it for me. And the
What was that? I missed that.
The last 20-30 minutes in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I don't want to give too much away for anyone that's not seen the film yet. So, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I was chatting to Rob about this last night.
You were.
It was a really slow burner for me. It was.
And what did I say?
I was sat there thinking, how has this film got this much hype? It's not one of Tarantino's best by any stretch.
And what did I say, Adam?
The first 2 hours is really slow, and then that last sort of 20, 30 minutes is just jaw-droppingly
I
brilliant.
said, stay with it. That's what I said.
I was just, and Brad Pitt's performance in the last 20, 30 minutes, I sat there killing myself laughing, and I was just like, this is, yeah. So, yeah, it's so good. So, yeah, Brad Pitt, I think, is going to win this. I think he's taken all the awards so far. Rob?
Brad Pitt, of course. I don't think anyone else has a chance there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that like they're all amazing actors. Like, come on, Pacino, Pesci, Tom Hanks. Come on, like you're like Tom Hanks, like.
And they're all great performances as well. Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes is fantastic.
But I just think because Brad Pitt's won everything, he wore a name tag to the luncheon dinner, which was great. So who doesn't know Brad Pitt?
Yeah,
I think it's his turn. He's never won an Oscar, right? This is going to be his first if he wins, right?
I think this is his first.
Yeah, so.
And he's been killing it in award season as well with his speeches.
Yeah.
So it's a shame he didn't make it across to the BAFTA. So Margot Robbie did his speech for him, but again, it was a entertaining speech. But his speech at the was it the SAG? No, it was the Globes. His speech at the Globes was phenomenal. So yeah, I think obviously when someone's doing well through award season and they're coming out with good speeches as well, it coins their favor as well heading into the final straight. So, yeah, I don't see the voters changing direction.
Dan, yep. I'd love to see you pick someone else.
There's no point wasting any more time. Everything has been said. It's Brad Pitt. Let's just move on to the next one. Come on, then.
Good man.
Okay. Actress in a leading role. We have Cynthia Erivo from Harriet. We have Scarlett Johansson nominated again. So she's nominated for actress in a supporting role and actress in a leading role. So Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger in Judy. I'm going to go with Dan first.
Oh, Renee Zellweger any day. Like there's again like the Brad Pitt category. There's no competition here. She's been storming the awards. I mean, come on, let's move on.
I agree. Yep.
You going with Zellweger as well, Rob?
But they're all great actresses. But of course, Renee, she's just been kicking it. So
yeah,
Natasha Ronan was incredible. Charlize Theron was incredible. I didn't see Marriage Story yet. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow. I heard that girl from Harriet's really good, and she's like, a good singer and everything. But come on, it's Renee Zellweger won everything. Judy got zero love, and when that came out, I'm like, wow, that's going to be a really big Oscar contender. And when it didn't get any other nominations, but the makeup, they got to give it to her. So.
Yeah, and this one, yeah. Brandon, what did you go for?
I want to say Renee, but Scarlett was so good in Marriage Story. Oh man, so. Do I think Renee will win? Yes. My heart wants to say Scarlett Johansson, though.
Pick Scarlett Johansson. Good.
Yeah, pick Scarlett Johansson so that we get more points.
If anyone else is going to win, I think it's her.
Rob's just saying that pick Scarlett Johansson so
this is what you felt. This is what you fell short last year. So.
What are you going to go for, dude?
Randy,
I already said Scarlett Johansson.
All right.
You're going to go with Scarlett, yeah? There we go. Okay, I think in any other year, if Renee Zellweger wasn't in this category, then all four of them stand a great chance. Cynthia Erivo in Harriet put on a stellar performance. It was so powerful. Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story was a beautiful performance. Loved it. Loved Marriage Story. The amount of emotion run through that film was great. Saoirse Ronan, I've never seen her do a bad performance in anything, from Lady Bird to Brooklyn. And everything else I've seen her in, Saoirse Ronan is fantastic. She's a fantastic actress. Again, she's an Oscar.
She was great in that movie.
She's an Oscar's dream. And the cast in Little Women was great with Timothy Chalamet as well, who's been big over the last few years and been nominated for the last couple of awards ceremonies. And obviously, and Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh and Laura Dern was in this one as well. Great film, great cast. Saoirse Ronan stole the show in it again, and Charlize Theron was great in Bombshell. Any of them would stand a chance in any other year if Renee Zellweger wasn't running against them for her performance in Judy, but it's going to go to Renee.
I just want to. What was the name of the Pugh one?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. I
Little
just
Women.
want to go like pew 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 pew, like a
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars game.
Good.
Yeah,
All right, let's
Okay.
do that. Get on to the next one. Brandon's going to pick.
we're getting a
Joaquin
close up of
Phoenix, so
Brandon's.
don't even
phone.
bother.
I was gonna say, this one is as nailed on as the Brad Pitt one, I think.
Exactly.
So
Don't even bother going to
I
Brandon.
call
It's
this
very
the
good.
Brandon Award.
the Brandon Award,
I-
also known actor in a
It
lead.
can't go to anyone else. Adam was great, but Joaquin, he put himself. I'm gonna let you go through the nominees real fast. Sorry.
Yeah, so the nominees are Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix. No, it's the nominees are Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, which I watched, Spanish movie up for the international film. His performance was okay. He carried the movie well, but I didn't think he held a candle to Jonathan Pryce, to Joaquin Phoenix, or to Adam Driver. I didn't think Leo DiCaprio's performance in Once Upon a Time was all that great. It was stolen by Brad Pitt, but that's the other nominee. So you got obviously Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. You got Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Then you got Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, and Jonathan Pryce for Marriage Story, Joker, and The Two Popes, respectively.
See, I think Leonardo's his enemy is himself because he's been nominated He's been nominated a lot, hasn't he? And like,
Oh
I
my
think
god, yeah.
when he's been nominated in those other roles, he was great, and he was good. He kind of, like you said, he didn't hold a candle to Brad Pitt. So
You know what's funny is like all these Oscar noms that all these Oscars that Leonardo has been nominated for. The first one he won was The Revenant, where he just groans and moans the entire movie.
right, that's an Oscar dream.
Well, that was carrying a movie without dialogue and without anyone else to bounce off. That was the thing. It was his acting performance. Yeah, it's easy to act when you're acting alongside somebody, but when you're having to carry the movie with no dialogue and nobody else to act off for maybe half of it or 2/3 of it, that's what won him that award. What he put himself through to do that as well.
And that's why I have to give that to That's why I have to give the win to Joaquin.
Joaquin is the one where, like with all of the others, I saw the actor playing the character.
Yes.
Apart from Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin was so transformed. It was unreal. And yeah, it just he stole the show in this category. So hey, Stacey.
But yeah, he made himself lose. When he was on set, he ate an apple a day. That was it. He lost 50 pounds for that role. He looked so skinny.
Yeah. It was.
I think we all say Joaquin, right, guys?
I think we've all gone with Joaquin. Yeah, Dan's just nodding his head and smiling. So yeah,
It's crazy.
So Joaquin Phoenix across the board. We all agree on that one. Okay, that means we are into the last award, the big one, Best Picture. 9 films to choose from. Sorry, Rob, are you?
All right, so out of the 9 films, I saw 7, and I'm going to watch the other 2 before the Oscars. So 1917 and Marriage Story I have not seen. So I started watching 1917. Don't laugh at me, but I'll be honest with you. All the movies were intriguing. In my opinion, they were all of them had like a shock. A lot of them had a shock factor to it, which was kind of weird. And I'm not really Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Parasite. Oh, like this shock value. And I was like, okay, if that's what's big and that's what Hollywood's about now, I guess that is. My favorite movie, believe it or not, the 9 so far. I didn't see those other 2, but I loved Ford versus Ferrari. I thought it was a phenomenal movie. I mean, it was so good. And I picked that as my favorite movie of the 9 nominations. Is it going to win? No, not a chance now. I think 1917 is going to win. I haven't even seen it. So
yeah. So obviously, I've seen all 9 of these films.
Okay, go ahead. I want to hear
So
that.
I've seen all 9 of these films. You've got Ford versus Ferrari. You've got The Irishman. You've got Jojo Rabbit. You've got Joker. You've got Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. And you can break these up into 3 categories here. So you've got the also-rans that just don't stand a chance. You've got the ones that, have done okay, and then you've got the ones that are really in the running. So the ones that are the also-rans are going to be Ford v Ferrari, even though it was great, doesn't stand a chance of winning. Jojo Rabbit, I think, is the same, and probably Little Women. Then the
I
ones
was
that
throwing Joker in there as well.
then the ones that coin a little bit of favor, but still I don't think are going to be in the running, are Joker, Marriage Story, and The Irishman. And that leaves a 3-horse race between 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
I agree 100%. Those top three, 100%.
Yeah, but I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has fallen away. And I think now we're down to a 2-horse race between 1917 and Parasite.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. That's, I think, what a lot of the hype is telling us as well. So, yeah.
Can I tell you one thing, Adam, real quick, before you pick yours? I wouldn't be upset if any of these movies won. They're all great, like except Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's probably my least favorite. I know Dan's not going to hear that, but I thought they were all great.
Yeah,
and potentially there could be a shock value there. Who the heck knows? But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there could be. I just don't see it. Similarly, I wouldn't be upset if any of them won. Maybe with the exception of Ford versus Ferrari, which, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed. But is it Best Picture? I don't think so. And sorry, Dan, I know it was your favorite picture of last year. I just don't see it as Best Picture material. It was a great film, but I don't see it as Best Picture. Not Best Picture winner anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Brandon first. Brandon, what do you think is going to win Best Picture?
Parasite.
He's gone with Parasite. Interesting.
Emily wants to know if you're keeping track. Yes, he's doing a spreadsheet, Emily.
Yeah, but Parasite is just one of those films. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but Parasite's one of those films that blew me away. I went in expecting nothing because I didn't know anything about the film. My friends were like, "Yeah, Parasite is a really good movie. It's cinema." So I'm like, "All right, I'll go check it out." I went in there. Walked out a completely different person, like, oh my God, what did I just watch?
If you guys don't know, it's not in English, it's in
Korean.
Yeah, and you have to read the subtitles. That's a tough thing too. So
it's worth reading the subtitles for because there's so much going on in the film. Sorry if you guys hear that. There's a garbage truck outside, but there's so much going on in the film. But it's such a grounded film, like you can sort of relate to it a little bit, but like upon second viewing as well, you notice things that you don't notice the first time. There's a lot of foreshadowing and all that, but it's personally my favorite film of 2019. Other than that isn't a superhero movie, because Endgame is my number 1, but Parasite is my number 2 of the year, and Parasite better get this one.
Cool. Daniel.
I didn't really switch this too much today, so I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, Dan. It's all yours.
The best film that should be nominated for Best Picture is Us.
Well, thank you.
Not us as a group. I mean, Us the movie.
It was snubbed film.
Such a good film. I am going for. This is tough. It is tough because this whole time I was saying Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I think, Adam, you are right. The fact that it has fallen away and it isn't Quentin Tarantino's best film. So, and I can't pick Ford versus Ferrari, even though it is by far the best film of last year. So I'm going to go with 1917, which is the only, because I've only picked Parasite for one award, and that's international film. But I think 1917, you know what? I see 1917 as the Hurt Locker from 2006, 7, whenever it was. I think it's been quite a long time since a war film has won. Dunkirk didn't win. Saving Private Ryan won, but it was before what do you call it? The Hurt Locker. So I really do think 1917 is going to win this. I just don't see Parasite winning. I think Parasite is going to be a lot like Roma from last year, and it's going to fall right at the hurdle.
Yeah, Adam and I were talking about this, because it's up for best international and best film. I don't know. Who knows? I just don't see it winning.
I think Parasite stands a better chance this year because Roma didn't win it last year.
Correct.
I think a lot of people expected Roma to do it, and it's that whole historical thing of a picture that could take both international film and Best Picture, which we're now seeing 2 years running is in the running to do that. And Roma, I think a lot of people, and I put it down as what I thought would win it last year in the end, and it just fell short to Green Book. So I think a lot of people think, oh well, maybe by way of making up for Roma not winning it last year, perhaps Parasite could do it. And I think it's a 2-horse race now between 1917 and Parasite. I just think so often in the last 71 years, I think 64 times the best director and best cinematography winner also goes on to take Best Picture, or it's something ridiculous like that. The stat is that close. I just think that this will go to 1917 because you're going to get Sam Mendes winning director, and you're certainly going to get Roger Deakins take cinematography. So that's where I see 1917 taking the Best Picture award. Personally.
It just seems like an Oscar type of movie. So,
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So, 1917. This guy says Parasite, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be depressed if it loses, because not only is it an achievement for a foreign film to not only be nominated for Best Picture, it sucks because the Academy doesn't really give foreign films a chance, because they're like, oh yeah, forget about it. It's subtitles. I'm not even going to watch it. But I hope it wins, and it deserves the win 100%. But yeah.
It would deserve the win. I think it would be, I don't want to say more deserving because that's taken away from how brilliant 1917 actually is. But I think 1917 is that nailed on in so many people's heads that they're almost hoping it doesn't win now and they want to see a shock. A bit like when La La Land lost out to Moonlight in the end. I think everyone was convinced that La La Land was going to win it to the point where they didn't want it to win anymore. And Moonlight luckily had that momentum going into the final straight. Cheers, Stacey. This is for you. Cheers. So Moonlight had that momentum going into the final straight in the last kind of week or two of award season that year, 3 years ago. I think a lot of people are romanticizing the idea of something similar happening in that 1917 somehow doesn't take Best Picture, and perhaps Parasite, historically takes it, or another. But I just don't see past 1917 winning this one. I think this one is more nailed on this year, personally. But again, like I've said throughout, the Oscars can shock, and it certainly did shock. I
didn't see it last year.
La La Land. So we could see Parasite win it. We could see the voters, doff the cap to the Hollywood film, and maybe a late resurgence back for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because it was in the running a couple of weeks ago. It's just, I think it's fallen short over the last couple of weeks, personally. But anything can happen.
All right, they're locked in. Let's see what everyone's saying. Grace is saying 1917. More sunshine.
They are locked in. Yeah, we do have, and I know, was it Emily was asking if we've got the, I have a second laptop here right in front of me. Nice. with my spreadsheet. I'm not sure how clearly you can see that, but it's got everybody's ticks and things in the boxes. I've got it all saved and recorded.
How many differences do we have between the two of us?
Between the two of us. So let's have a look. So
what, Brandon?
Can you put Adam in full screen like the?
You put it back. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we have. I'm not sure how well you can see it here, but I've got ticks in the boxes for certain things. Okay. So at the moment, let's have a look. We have Rob and I have gone for the same pick in Best Picture, in actor in a leading role, actress in a leading role, supporting actor, supporting actress. Okay, so our first difference is animated feature film.
Just one then, right?
Yeah, so one so far. Then we've got the same pick in cinematography, the same pick in costume design, the same pick in achievement in directing.
I think we're pretty much deadlocked.
The same in documentary feature, the same in documentary short, the same in achievement in film editing, the same in international feature film, the same in makeup and hairstyling, the same in music original score. We've gone for a difference in
I think
original
sound
song.
editing or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just curious. By 2 or 3. All right. That's good.
Oh wait, no. Did we go for? You went for Rocket Man, didn't you? In original song.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did almost make a mistake there because I had you down for stand up and Dan down for Rocket Man, but it was the other way around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So let me correct that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, how
Then-
dare you?
Yeah. So far, Rob, our second difference is in the animated short film,
Animated short. Got it. Okay.
and
All right,
then
well, so there's a couple
achievement in sound editing, we've gone for a difference as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's most of ours are the same. I think we've got 3 differences. 3 differences out of 24. That's it.
I hear you. All right, guys. Any final words? No host
Um,
this year. What do you guys think of that? No host.
I mean,
again.
it's been that way.
Just last year and then this year. So.
Last year was the first year with no host.
I want
which-
Eddie Murphy to host it.
I want them to bring a host back. I enjoyed the host thing.
I think
don't-
Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes was amazing.
No, I've decided I want Rebel Wilson to hold it.
Rebel Williams
Oh,
Rebel at the
my
BAFTA was,
God, she
Brilliant.
was hilarious.
yeah. Her speech to
Just-
the actors when presenting award for directing.
Just hilarious.
She was so good. She was so funny. Yeah, Rebel Wilson would make a fantastic host. But I think because of how well the Oscars went last year without a host, I think they're going to run with this format for the next few years at least. So
All right. So
Yeah.
Monday we are doing the results. It's going to be over at Adam's Land.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just posted the link in the thing. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Adam's Land and you want to watch us with the results, please see if we're right, we're wrong. Please check us out on Adam's Land channel. It's going to be Monday. I think it's probably going to be around 5 again, right? As well.
yeah, we can do it around that time. If that Dan, does that work for you?
That will be perfect.
Brandon, are you in on Monday or are you out?
I unfortunately have to work, so
You can read your results.
Okay.
I don't think you
No
did it
worries.
last year either. So same thing,
Yeah.
unfortunately. All right, guys. Anything else? Any last words?
The great Grace is entering the
Yeah,
the
Grace is
battle
entering the
as
race.
well.
Okay.
Rob, is there a link anywhere for or Brandon? Yeah, with this ballot sheet for anybody that wants to join.
yes, there. If you just search Oscar 2020 ballot, it will come up with a spreadsheet. Pretty much, you can check off and stuff.
Put it on my server. It's on my.
So if anybody wants to join us and compete with us, then please fill out and
Yeah.
then
And
send
then
us
send me a
it-
message on Twitter and
yeah,
I'll-
send it back to
I was
us.
gonna say, you can send it. You can send it to any of us if we follow each other on Twitter. You know, if you guys follow Rob or if you guys follow me or whoever, just direct message them to us. You know, on Twitter or on Facebook or something like that. And yeah, we'll include you guys in the results as well and see
I
how
think
everyone.
Adam won last year. I think Brandon came in second. I think.
I can tell you exactly. Let me just save this now so it doesn't.
No, I think it was Adam, then myself,
I just don't
then maybe Brandon. I'm not sure.
I will tell you exactly who won and who didn't last year.
I did really good. I did good. I don't know. I did good in the main ones. I didn't do good in the sub ones. Brandon like kicked butt in the sub ones. So
Brandon
I'm
started
shocked.
really well.
he was like undefeated for like 10 in a row or
3
something.
rounds, yeah.
In fact, right, last year's result. Last year's result. I won with 15 correct out of 24,
Okay.
and you 3 all tied on 12.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
You
But Brandon
all
was doing
tied
great.
on
We
12.
kind of give up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, may the best man win this year. Guys, I thought it was so much fun. We did great. There is episode 10, believe it or not, of Pub Talk. There's the link if you guys want to see last year's too. Thank you, Noah. Super
Thank
Bowl
you, Noah.
Noah, who went to the Super Bowl. I'm so jealous.
so
all.
there are a couple of people watching who are just too scared to say hi in chat. Hi Caesar, hi Nathan, come say hi, buddies.
Like I said. Remember when Caesar used to come on to streams?
Calling you out.
He would say hi.
Caesar was in the first few pub talks, so
Yeah.
yeah, he was
No,
the pub talk original.
We were chatting
So-
last week. I'm not sure I want to get up against you. Okay, you should try. Rob
Hey,
Fuzz.
yeah, join in for fun. It's
that too. Rob Fuzz.
for fun. You don't have to like sell something or like or whatever. Like if you lose, just
Yeah.
it's just a bit of fun. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
wrap it up here because I got to go eat, and I got scouts tonight with my son.
And I've
Thanks,
got
Mike.
work.
2-year anniversary of Frankie Friday tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. There's the link there. We will be here, me and Frankie. We're gonna have fun. We're probably gonna do it like a Ask Us Anything. Thank you, Mike, so much for posting that link. And I'm gonna be on Pepper Tree Villa Monday night, 10 o'clock, and I'm gonna be on our show, the wrap up show. I'm gonna be on Adam's channel on 5 o'clock for thing. I'm gonna be all over the place on Monday, so hopefully you can join us. Dan, thank you so much. Disney Dan, great channel. Disney Fiasco on Saturday, 7 o'clock. Check out his channel. He's been posting a lot of stuff. Adam's Land, he's going to Disney in a couple weeks. Check out his channel. It's awesome. Phantasmic Years. Brandon, put the link for your podcast too, if you can, in there real quick. So people were asking.
I'm pulling it up now. Give me a
Or
second.
just tell them what to search for.
Just search Hyperspace Hype. It's Hyperspace is just one word,
It's a good podcast.
and then Hype right after. So if you just search that, it'll come right up. We have 4 episodes up right now. We've recorded a few more. My friend just has to get them edited. So, yeah.
Okay. Very good. And I got to run, guys. I got to go eat. Thank you guys so much. It's been fun. I had a blast. I think we're very in sync this time.
Yeah.
Couple of different thoughts, but that's cool. That's what the Oscars
I think it also helps that you guys have seen more of the films this year than you did last year.
definitely. Because I've seen, like I said, the 7 of the 9, and I've seen a lot of the other sub ones too. So definitely helps.
Yeah.
So, all right, Grace got her email ballot in. Isn't Frankie going to be in Disney real soon? Frankie's going to be in Disney at the end of the month. Yes, Mike. So, all right, cool guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you Monday. I'll be posting more of my retro videos from the Animal Kingdom. I appreciate you guys for the support and everything. And may the best man win. Me. Sorry, I'm only kidding. Probably Adam.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, man.
All right,
It's gonna
guys.
be
Thank
close.
you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Frankie Friday.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Bye. Dead.